Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, everyone's princess planner, Nicole Mullican, and I am so excited to be back. And like I promised a little bit, I think it was a little bit more than a week ago, but I had mentioned that like I didn't like really have a day off. So we are on schedule. So yay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here with you. If you are new here, welcome. Um, just get ready to be motivated and in a really great positive place. So I am so thrilled that I've finally got my ish together, figured things out, and can uh, provide you with consistent content that can hopefully motivate you to achieve your dreams and work on your goals and living just our best lives. Make sure to like, and if you're so inclined, subscribe, and you can even share me across the different universe. I will link my Instagram account below. Um, and let's just get into it. So I'm going to be checking in with how my week went. As I mentioned before, I started a whole new routine. So in February, I really did like a firm reset. I had gotten some not so pleasant news from the doctor on things I needed to work in. So I started my medication. So just want to check in. My blood sugar numbers are coming down. They're still not where me or my doctor want them to be, but it's moving in the right direction. So the progress is working. So what things have I changed? What have I been kind of focusing on? Well, one thing that really that I did was I made like a non-negotiable with myself, in that I decided I'm not going to sit down to watch television unless I do 30 minutes at least 30 minutes of walking. So, how was I going to do this? Because I had walking and activity as my goal before, but it wasn't really working for me. Some days I would do it, some days I wouldn't. But now that I've made this a non-negotiable, like I cannot sit down on a couch and unwind with my husband after working a full day of work unless I get 30 minutes of exercise in. So the one thing that I did that I have control over is I can control when I wake up. So no matter what, the alarm is set for 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning, we are up, we're getting dressed. You know, well, first of all, we get up, we check our blood sugar, we get dressed, we go for that walk. And my walk has been about 36 to 37 minutes. So I'm not only getting that 30 minutes, but I'm getting an extra 6, maybe even 7 minutes of walking. Then I get my husband ready. I post my walking on both my Instagram accounts. I have my Everyone's Princess Planner one, which is linked below, my personal one, which uploads to Facebook. That I feel like that keeps me accountable. And then I also post in my Weight Watchers app about my activity and my trekking goals and my water goals. And then I also post on Twitter, and I try to make my Twitter post have some sort of a quote from one of the podcasts. If I can't find an exact quote, or if there really wasn't a quote that stuck out, then I try to find like the theme of what the episode was, and then I will post it, and then I'll post my thoughts on it. And all of that seems to be helping. And it sounds like that takes a long time, but really it takes about less than 30 minutes. Then I move over to my planner where I will check off on, I've created like my own little habit tracker. It's the sidebar in my vertical planner where I check that I walked, I check that I tracked my food, and I check that I drank my water if I did 100 ounces of water. And I was doing really good at it, but then something changed at work and I figured it out yesterday, and hopefully I can continue that. Today is my day off, so that's why I'm recording, and I will be having water alarms be going off to make sure that I drink my 100 ounces of water, and I'll have a 2-day streak. So I had a 6-day streak going and then lost it. Because I work in a credit union and I'm front facing at a desk with our members, they don't want our water bottles on our desk. So we're allowed to have water out on the floor, but we have to keep it down under our desk. And by not having it in my face, I noticed that it was hard for me to, you know, remember to drink water. And if I would get up and go on my break or go to my lunch, I wasn't taking my water with me. So it's just trying to be more mindful of it. I was still drinking water on my lunch and my break. I would get a cup of water and drink it, but it wasn't enough. And so I'm hoping that since I was able to do it yesterday, I can repeat what those same patterns that I did that made me drink more water. So it's just that enough about the water drinking, but I am glad that I'm at least drinking more than 64 ounces of water, which is what I really want, is to drink more, and what also my doctor wants, because I need to be hydrated. That's one way to avoid kidney stones, and that, as we all know, if you watch any of my other earlier videos, you know that I don't want to have another experience with those because they're extremely painful, and I don't love that for me. So hydrate yourself, stay hydrated. Um, so yes, so we're figuring that out. But then once I am done with these things, so once I'm done with all of my posting on social media, then I like move into my planner and I track my habits. I write a few things down that maybe happened in the day. But when I get over to my wellness planner, which I'm so excited I'm going to share with you, I will kind of write down my thoughts for the day. I'll put them down. I'll do my affirmations, my gratitude, what I'm loving, my steps, my high five, and I'm gonna kind of dive deeper into all that in a couple minutes. But like that's what I do, and then I will then at 8 o'clock, my alarm will go off, reminding me to take my pill, drink some water, and that's when I have my breakfast and I read until about 8:30. And then at 8:30, I get up, I get dressed, I get ready for work, and usually that takes me about like a half hour-ish. Around like 9 o'clock or so, I'm ready to go out the door and get to work. So on my days off, you would think, okay, well, it's your day off. You don't have to do all these things. Nope. I still get up at 6 o'clock. I go for my walk. I get Mark ready. I post my stats onto the social media. I have my breakfast. I take my pill, drink my water, do my breakfast at 8:30. I brush my teeth, get dressed. Here I am filming. Um, which is when I would be getting ready to leave for work. So I'm doing this, and then I will go about the rest of my day. I have like a little task list of things that I want to do. But then um at work around 9:40, because they have us take our breaks early. So 9:40 to 9:55 is my break time. I go for another 15-minute walk. Now, I don't post this. I do it, and that activity is recorded. I use my watch. I track an outdoor workout, and it adds steps. Sometimes I might go for another walk on my last break, but usually I will just sit, drink some water, and just kind of decompress. That's pretty much what I do. I make sure that I try to drink most of my water bottle during that last break. But sometimes if I feel like I want to get some extra steps in, I will go for that extra 15-minute walk. I probably will do those today, because what I do as soon as I'm done filming this, it's break time. I'm going to go and take that 15-minute walk and come back, because I believe it's setting a routine. And if I'm used to doing these things, even on my day off, I want to be in that pattern, because it's supporting this lifestyle that I am cultivating for myself. trying to be happier and live happier. And it really is working. There's been some really great progress. Number one, my blood sugar numbers are coming down. Number two, um, I just had a huge weight loss milestone. So I believe the last time that I checked in with you guys, I was at 285 pounds. Well, at my last weigh-in that I did, which was on Saturday, my weight came down to 276, which is the lowest weight that I've been in over 20 years. It was huge. So in 2020, when I started my journey, the heaviest weight I'd ever been, 343 pounds. I'm down 65 pounds from that. 65. And in my Weight Watcher journey, which started in October of 2020, I'm down 45 pounds. I'm 5 pounds away from the 50-pound milestone with Weight Watchers, and that will put me at 70 pounds down once I get to 270. I'm feeling so good because it's working. Things are working. I'm making positive changes. Another thing that I've really cut out has been soda. So back in January, I had talked with Mr. Everyone's Princess Planner about not bringing soda into the house. Like for me, he is welcome to buy whatever soda that he wants, but I'm not. I'm making a conscious effort. And I think I mentioned for Super Bowl, I don't know if I did or not, that we did buy like individual bottles. So that was like, little purchase, little personal size. I could have that. And that I was happy with that because it wasn't a 12 pack of soda. It wasn't a 2-liter bottle of soda. Just a little personal bottle. When I'm done with it, recycle the bottle. We're good. And then when we go out and we go to the movies, I'm having little sips. And I used to be really like, keep the cup by me and I would drink most of that. Nope. I'll take, maybe 1 or 2 sips and I'm good. If we go out and we eat, and if it's on a weekend, I might have a soda, but I try not to get that soda refilled. And I pretty much am not doing that. So I'm really proud of myself. Soda's been really, really challenging, really, really difficult for me. So I'm really glad that I'm, focusing on that. So, cutting that out, trying not to have any sort of sugary, sweet desserts when I get home, like after dinner. Like I eat dinner about 6 o'clock at night. Or a little after 6, because that's usually when that's when I get home from work. So I try only to eat my dinner. I will eat my vegetables first. I'll eat whatever protein I have. And then if there's any starch like rice or potatoes or like, corn or something, I will eat that last. That was a tip that I had heard so that you don't spike your sugar. So that's all working too. As for my coffee, I will have a mug of coffee on my day off, typically with my breakfast, and then I will have one on the weekend with my husband, and that's it. So where I was drinking more coffee throughout the week, I've kind of gone back to an old habit that I had established, and that's really, really working. Just taking care and checking in with myself, and do I want it? Do I need it? Do I want to track that? Do I want to, to do that? And, some days there have been some challenges. Another thing that I've also been really focused on is trying to go to bed earlier when I'm tired, because I am getting up so early that I want to give my body that time to recover and repair. And so that's been good. It's not been great on the things I need to watch on TV, but it's helping like my body. I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. So that's awesome. I love this for me. And late night snacking. I had really, really struggled with this. And that's something that is particularly painful because I'm an emotional eater. A lot of my overeating and eating things that are not good for me stem from dealing with my feelings. And at late at night, when everybody would go to bed, that would be when I would go to the pantry and I would pull out sugary things. I'd pull out my salty things. I would eat tons of stuff. I was in major denial about it and very defensive. If sometimes Mark might say something, and not like a judgment, but that would be me. I would get mad at myself and I would take that anger out onto him. I'd get really defensive and really upset about it. But really, I was just mad at myself because I knew that what I was doing goes against everything that I'm trying to do. And even though, yes, I tracked it, and even though, yes, I can eat it, I was eating it for the wrong reasons. I wasn't dealing with myself. I wasn't doing any techniques or practices that I know I can do to avoid that action. So I haven't conquered it, but I'm being very mindful about it and trying to catch myself in those moments and ride that wave to where I don't end up doing that or eating that. And it's really helping. So we're going to get into some planning changes because I told you that things kind of changed for me. So I'm going to grab my planner here. So this is the same, I'm using the same planner, and I want you to see here. These are, so this is what, okay, this side has my I'm going to put this one down. So this has my affirmations. This has what I'm loving, and there's my gratitude. And then you have a cute little scene. This is where I like to decorate. I'll usually have a quote. This one says, be your own happy. And there's some cute little scenes. I believe this is JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop. I don't know if these stickers are still available, but it was a cute little scene that I did, and like a little washi tape. So like, just a cute little way for me to stay motivated in my planner. But this side, which is like your task side, where you would put like maybe your grocery list, maybe you'd put some things that you have to call out. But I use it for my my wellness planner. Like I said, affirmations, loving, and gratitude. So that's where I track all that. Then when you come to the other side of my planner, I give myself a high five in the morning in the mirror. I go, high five, give it to myself. And then I was tracking all of these things. I would track in I would write down my water. I would write down my steps. I would write down my move for my move ring, exercise, mood, steps, stand, and then I tracked my food. And I would, write this all out for the week and then just fill it in daily. That got really, really complicated, and I lost a ton of motivation in doing that. It was just like statistics. And so so at one point I just went through like a whole entire month of using like sassy quotes, saying like, nope, LOL, as if, the little, like in the sassy quote book, there's like a sticker that just has a bunch of symbols, which is like a swear word, and putting those stickers down for those, because I wasn't doing it. I was definitely doing this side. oh, this is a different one, but yes, I was definitely filling this up. This was like my tribute to Gilmore Girls. That looks like the, the gazebo in Stars Hollow. So, but yeah, so like filling out, my affirmations, loving, gratitude, I love this side, but the other side just it wasn't doing it for me. And I didn't want to switch planners because I love this planner and I know that this works. So something had to change. And in January, I started something a little bit different. And in February, well, it fell, so I'll pick it up later. In February, I decided to do a self-care challenge. And I just looked up some prompts on Pinterest and I created this really busy, crazy spread that had me brunch date. That's where we did our little Galentine's Day. Work out, going for my morning walk. Kind words cost nothing. So focusing on speaking kind words to people and to myself. Stretch for 10 minutes. Walk the dog. That was Super Bowl Sunday, taking Flower out for a walk. Get some R&R. Just focusing on resting. Exercise. Walk outside. Inspirational quotes. Gratitude practice. Buy myself some flowers. I still haven't done that. I need to, but our budget has just not been there. But that is still like, I will do that. Date night. Try a new wine. Did that. It was fun. So I tried to put things on days where I would do them, but if I did something different, I would just check it off. When I do challenges like this, I don't have to do those things on those days. I will just put a little hash mark to show that I did it, even though it wasn't on that day. So I don't put pressure on myself. Like if it says to stretch for 10 minutes, maybe I decided to do the inspirational quotes. So I'll check that one off, even though that one was later in the month. But then I still am remembering, okay, I still need to stretch at some point for 10 minutes. But it's just a way to to show some love to yourself, some care to yourself. And the whole entire month, I was really focused on that. And so then what I did for my weeks where I really changed that, like, of course, this side stayed the same. I started checking off the boxes for my affirmations to really show attention to my affirmations. When they were all in that list where that wasn't checked, everything just kind of ran together. So I feel like putting the little check mark boxes ties it in. It's also a way where I can use some of my colored pens that I have and, just make my spreads a little bit more. This one had a lot of color, so I just went with the black, but I've been able to use some of my color pens and my mild liners. So I'm using products that I have, and they're not just like sitting around doing nothing. But again, I love my loving and my gratitude. So this stays the same. And sometimes I use the same affirmations and sometimes I don't. I will look things up. I do have affirmations saved on a Pinterest board. And then here's my high five. So giving myself that high five. I've added, and I forgot to pull it, but I added steps. So this is now high five and steps, and I do write my step count for the week. And I really like that because I do like seeing how many steps. I've set a goal at the beginning of the year to try to get as close to 10,000 steps a day as possible, and I am crushing it. If I don't get 10,000 steps a day, it's usually on my day off or on like a Sunday or maybe a Saturday. Because Saturdays we work 10 to 2. We get one break, it's 15 minutes. And so that's usually where I will eat my lunch. So I don't go for that walk, but I do try as soon as we get off work to make sure that Mark and I are getting, 15 to 30 minutes of activity on that Saturday. At least me. I can't control Mr. Everyone's Princess Planner, but I can control myself. So I am very mindful about it. If we're out at the thrift store, when we're walking around, I will hit indoor walk. And as we're walking around looking at different clothes, different items that we might want to list on our store, then I'll be, as we're going through those things, my little activity thing is going, and as we're walking around, I'm tracking that. So that has been helping too. And that also helps with my steps to add my little step list here. But let's take a look at this real quick, because here you can see where I am tracking. This was at the very beginning of the month, so you can see where the blood sugar was really high. But as we came down towards the end of the week, it starts to come down, and it's coming down even lower than that. I know those numbers are really high and they're scary, but that's the reason why I'm on the medication. That's the reason why I have all this focus on trying to get that down. But I'm writing things down about tracking the food, about how I'm feeling doing the walking, what I'm feeling about, you know, drinking my water, anything that I'm frustrated about and trying to kind of process those feelings, those emotions. I'm able to kind of journal that out, and I've gotten into this practice and checking in with myself. I do this so after I've done all my things, like my posting on the social media and everything, when I sit down at my planner, I reflect on the day before. The only thing I will put on my tracker day of is my blood sugar level. I'll write that, but then I leave that alone, and I don't go back to that until the following day, where I will be like, okay, I got my 2 walks in, I tracked all my food. One of my prompts recently had to do with the water. It was like, hey, work made this new rule and I'm not drinking as much water. I don't really like that. I need to kind of figure this out. But I get like those feelings out. If Mark and I got into an argument, I'm writing down that we got into an argument and how can I handle things better? Like, what do I need to take away from this so that, we don't repeat that again? Do I need to be listening more and not so defensive? Do I need to let him know what's going on with me? Maybe I'm not sharing all that I'm feeling and all that I'm going through. I really do try to take accountability for my part when we are in an argument. It's not everything is him and not everything is me. There's 2 of us. So just like this has really been so incredibly helpful. And that's one of the reasons why I went back to the dashboard system for my wellness, because I knew that it worked before, and I've pretty much been able to get it to work to where I need it to be. And I'm in my planner more, and I really love that because it helps me be more on top of my priorities. And my number 1 priority for this quarter is myself. I also want to call out that I not only did I go to the dentist, I made that dentist appointment. So I have a dentist appointment on April 10th. And I will be seeing my dentist. I'm very excited about this because that's something y'all know. I'm afraid of the dentist. I don't like doing it. I've been avoiding it. But if I can get on top of my blood sugar and go to all these doctor's appointments, your girl can take care of her teeth. Kind of need those. I do like to eat food, and I want to have my teeth for a long time. So I'm really proud of myself. I am proud of this progress. I'm so glad I was able to share some things about my planner with you. And I will continue to do so. I will show you the different unique things I'm doing. I'll share interesting tales from my journaling with you. And I want to know, what are you doing? What activities, what habits are you implementing that are helping you on your wellness journey? So share with me in the comments, hit me up on Instagram, and have a wonderful week. And I'm so excited to be back. and just talk to your girl. Let her know what's going on. All right. Take care, friends. Bye.